Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Now, today we have the September the 11th patch notes for the Korean version of Throne and Liberty. Now, this is pretty interesting because I did have a little brief whiz through the notes, and there is some interesting changes coming. They're trying to make the sieges be less zergy in a way. So yeah, it's interesting to see. Very, very good. How is it going to actually play out in the real world? We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, before we get into it, as usual, like I always say, don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you enjoy these videos and this content. We are very, 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 very close to the global launch of Throne and Liberty. So yeah, don't worry. Within the next week or so, I'm going to have plenty of beginner guides, because there's going to be many of you guys and girls that are going to stumble upon this channel who are going to be brand new to the game. You haven't played the game over in Korea, so I'm going to have lots of beginners guides for you boys and girls and all that good stuff. So yeah, anyway, let's get into the patch notes. Now we're basically going to be getting you can see here the horror beings, the brand new Crimson Mansion, which is the third brand new open world dungeon to reach the Talandre region, which is going to be very, very interesting to see what this looks like. You can see from this image here that obviously it already looks pretty damn eerie and a little bit spooky, might we add. So yeah, we'll see what it's like. And as well as that, we're going to be getting a new open world boss, which is going to be called the Brother Manticus. Then we're going to be getting the guild raid version as well. So whenever you get the open world version, you always get a guild raid version. So you can go ahead and do that with your guild, just you and your guild members, nobody else, nothing like that. So yeah. Now, this was actually touched upon about a week ago, and the reason why I didn't do a video on it was because I wanted to. It was basically under in a dev letter. And I just wanted to wait for these patch notes to make sure that everything that was said will actually obviously happen, and it looks like it is. So basically, they are buffing tier 2 gear, and they are nerfing tier 1 essentially, and they're also making the gap between tier 1 and tier 2 quite a lot bigger now. So you can see here that the gear stats for the heroic rank and above added to Tolland have been adjusted. So the epic tier 2 gear and the epic arc boss weapons, the maximum enchantment level has increased from 9 to now 12. So that means all of the tier 2 stuff is going to go from 9 to 12. So if you've managed to get your gear to +9, you've now then obviously got to go further and get it to +12. So before, basically what was happening was a lot of the tier 1 gear was just as good as some of the tier 2 gear. If not, on some circumstances, it was actually better, and people were still using some tier 1 gear. So, which is fine. Obviously, we needed tier 2 to be better. You need to have a reason to obviously want to get more gear, higher gear and stuff like that. But I don't think jumping from +9 to +12 was the way to go. That's just my personal opinion. And nerfing tier 1, I don't think was a good idea, again, in my opinion. Other people may disagree with me. It is what it is. We can have a discussion. That's fine. I just feel like that is a little bit of a lazy way around it to go about it. So instead of just making good tier 2 stuff, they're basically nerfing tier 1 stuff and then making the level of tier 2 go higher. It just, yeah, in my head, it just feels a little bit lazy, but it is what it is. At least there is going to be a reason to obviously move on from tier 1 now. And yeah, also the arc boss weapons, there's a reason that they're now going to be even stronger. So yeah, that's going to be interesting how that actually plays out. Because it says here, the maximum enchantment value of hero tier 1 queen, like the Tevent, the queen Blendy and Tevent weapons will be increased to 12 for the arch boss weapons. So even though, even though the arc boss weapons are classed as tier 1, they're going to be raised to level 12 basically. Some of the effects of weapon skills have been added, and some gear stats have been changed to higher stats. So there's now going to be 4 armor options, and some of the existing 4 options will be buffed. The set effect of the new armor remains unchanged. In the case of the cloak, there is no adjustments. So there will be 4 options for providing trinkets, and equipments with 4 options will have some of their values increased. More details will be released after the maintenance. Interesting. So they're not giving us the information just yet. They're actually going to give us the information after the maintenance begins. Now, I think they keep doing this because they don't want people to go on the market and start buying and selling loads of stuff, and like messing up the economy. That's the only reason I feel that they're doing this, because otherwise, why would you tell us after the maintenance has begun? So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, co-op dungeons, they're now going to be doing a random matchmaking feature. So I guess if you want to just go into a random tier 1 or tier 2 dungeon, you can now queue up for completely random. So it will just put you into any of these dungeons from tier 1 and tier 2, which is interesting, I guess, if you want to do that. They're adjusting the combat balance for each weapon. Okay, so they're basically, this is for PvE, I'm assuming, because it says, yeah, the boss damage. So the boss damage for application function has now changed to all monsters. Interesting. As usual, I'm not going to read every single, piece of information. I will always have this link in the description down below. So feel free to obviously click the link and read every single little bit, every little bit of information that you want to read yourself when you've got time. But the TLDR is basically every weapon here is getting buffed in PvE. So we're going to be doing a lot more damage to the mobs, basically. That's how this reads, which is fine. Nothing to moan about there. We're getting a new season of the Infinity Gate for level 55 now. Okay, that's interesting. You've got new eliminate bosses, kill boss in 3 minutes, eliminate your boss in 1 minute. It's now been changed to 5 minutes and 3 minutes. Okay, interesting. And then we get some good rewards from doing that. This is basically the timed PvE dungeons, the solo dungeons, but this is the timed ranking version. And then you get rewards for completing it in these, meeting these conditions, basically. Now, this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the video, to do with to try and change the Zerg in the sieges. They are changing how we do the friendship between guilds. So before, you could have obviously guild A and guild B allied, and then guild B and guild C could be allied, and then guild A and guild C are not allied as such, but we're all in the same sort of alliance. Now they're making it where that you have to be four guilds in one little bubble, basically. So you can't be everyone else that isn't in this bubble is an enemy, essentially. This is how it reads. And also they've changed it where you can see here, during a siege you will no longer be able to make new friendships or disarm existing ones. So basically, currently you could actually backstab your allies. You could defriend people and join up with other people mid-siege, which caused, obviously, it was big drama, but it was actually quite funny. But anyway, they're now changing that. So you're in your friendship bubble. That is it. You go in there. You guys and girls that are in that friendship bubble, everyone else is an enemy. Now, I mean, in theory, people are going to say you can still be in an alliance with people that are out of this friendship bubble, which is true. But in a massive war, in a massive siege, when there's tons of AoE damage going everywhere, you're not going to be able to control your abilities to. So say I don't know, Guild 7 over there. We're not in this friendship bubble, but we're allied, right? I'm not going to be able to stop my meteors or my tornadoes damaging Guild 7 because we're in a massive massive war. So I like the idea of it. It's going to be interesting to see how it actually, you know, plays out in the real world in the game. So yeah, we'll see. But I like the idea of it. And then they've just done some changes here, which is fine, to the dungeons. They're making things a little bit easier. And they're also, yeah, giving more health. Healing penalty has been, oh no, sorry, they're making things a bit harder, it looks like. They're increasing the penalties here. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, nothing too exciting to talk about here. More UI changes, which is cool. Interesting, fair enough. They're just like polishing the game even more. We've got more cooking stuff here. Server migrations, yeah, we know about that. Nothing else too interesting. Some bug fixes. Again, you can read this in your own time. Then we've got some brand new skins, looking pretty decent. Nothing too like amazing to write home about. And yeah, that's really gonna be it. Let me do. I'll click on the skins here. No, that's the wrong button. Let's quickly go through the skins. Have a little look. So it's giving me like almost like a Chinese vibe, in my opinion. So yeah, there we go. Again, not too bad. Chinesey, Japanese vibe. Very, very interesting. They're not the best. They're not the worst skins that I've seen. But yeah, pretty decent. I like this one actually. I like the red one. But yeah. Oh, weapon skins. Okay. Hold on. I do like the weapon skins. These skins are always looking good. We've got the crossbow here, the bow. Jeez, look at the staff. What? And then we got the wand here. Yeah, so anyway, guys and girls, that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you've enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care. See you soon. Peace.